Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Here we go. Your dial is set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. We broadcast 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains, right from the farm. And
I don't know what's happening.
If you'd like to call us, you can call us at 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. There's a link to your instructors on the website, USAPREPARES.com. Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us today. Welcome, Rick. Yep. So do we have Rick? Hey, Rick, are you there? Well, yeah. Okay, so you're going to try to contact Rick.
Yes, I am.
Oh.
You hear me?
Great. Yeah. Hey, Rick, we're live.
Okay, I can't hear you at all. I need a little more volume.
Okay,
Why don't
John's
you
going
call
to
me
crank.
back for the reconnect?
Okay, well, let's do that right at the break, which is in like 12 minutes. Can you hear us now? John cranked up the volume.
Okay, I'm good now. It seems like I'm hearing you. Yes, thank you.
Great. Okay, hey, Rick. Rick, just before the broadcast, as we do every Thursday, we chat about some things that are going on. So I went to your Facebook page, which is at docram.com, docram.com, and you've got a post that is quite concerning to me, and that is the Indian Point plant, which is a nuclear reactor, had an emergency shutdown following a power loss.
Yeah. Here we go with the end of days. This is how it's going to play, and why I have repeatedly recommended we turn the switch off. This is going to start happening across the globe now with the volcanoes and the rest of what's going on. And right now, we know NASA, Suspicious Observer, everybody has acknowledged that there is a giant possible planet or I don't know, what is like a binary star out past the Oort cloud. It's been spotted. There it is. And it's coming in. So it's just like biblical prophecy. And now NASA has confirmed it, and Suspicious Observer. And this may be one of the reasons why we are now enjoying volcanoes every day and earthquakes every day.
So, Rick, let me see if we've got this right. Entering our solar system is an object.
It's out
and this
past
isn't
the Oort cloud, out past Pluto. And actually, there are two of them, which means that wormwood may also exist. They've just spotted it. There it is. They've got pictures.
Okay. And do we know its path?
No, it's so far out at this point, they're calling it a planetoid, but it's unusual. My guess is, and I'm just going to speculate over the edge here, is that it is a small round dwarf surrounded by a Dyson sphere from a previous advanced technology of man.
Would you say that one more time, please?
We are going to discover that it is a planet, it is a brown dwarf that has been surrounded by a Dyson sphere by an advanced form of man in a previous epoch.
Okay, and that kind of ties into the video that you suggested that we watch, which was Forever Time.
This is now being discovered that the cavemen were not cavemen. In fact, those that were drawing those cave drawings were advanced race hiding in caves, telling us in the future what is about to happen to us. And the examination of these bison have to do with star constellations, and the unusual markings on each one corresponds precisely with star maps. And several of them are reflected like they're witnessed from space rather than from on Earth looking up.
Right. One of the things that we seem to believe is that we're the center, and
in fact, that video would presume that we are not as smart as some of the previous civilizations of men.
So, Rick, if I understand this video correctly, this happens about every 5,000 years, huh? There's a reset?
There's some question, and it may be that there are, every 5,000 years, there's minors, and then every, 30,000, there's a schism, like, global. So, 7 chords in an octave kind of thing.
And so
this
what
right now would possibly be man's approaching 6th epoch.
Mm-hmm. And that the traces of the previous, what would you call them?
Civilizations, where we evolved with technologies that we don't have today.
Right.
Based on other things like sound and movement in space, ghost dance, whatever. Hopi sing, part of their medicine. Medicine, to an American Indian, is their legends, like enemy mine. It's their history. And the Hopi sing about the Clovis when they came out of a cave, and you go into those caves, and there it is, Nibiru. Now, I don't know, because I'm going to say that some of this is not going to be knowable until it's literally happening. 2018 is when I believe this brown dwarf will enter our part of the solar system. It is part of our solar system, not Alpha Centauri. And that has been confirmed by NASA 2 days ago.
And didn't NASA admit something like, we don't know how we missed this?
Yes, that's a direct quote. Yeah, that was taken. That's correct. It's you have to understand that space in 360 degrees is a huge amount of universe, and to spot things like this is not necessarily as simple as you think it would be. This has been reported by amateur astronomers for several generations, 20, 40 years. However, it's now official.
I can identify with what you're saying, because back in 1980, I was trying to find a satellite with a dish antenna, and all I had to do was get within a degree or two of this satellite that was only 22,000 miles away, and that was tough.
It's not that easy. The reason that we can spot satellites is because of the light that gets reflected. But when you're that far out, now this object, is now being called a planetoid that is possibly 30 astral units larger than, 30 times larger than the Earth. However, it's extremely dense, and that's one of the reasons, even at that distance, it's affecting our sun.
Yeah, and Rich,
we knew something existed because of the perturbation in Jupiter and Neptune's orbits, Pluto. And there it is. Now we know it's out there. And it has objects around it. It's interesting that it has no infrared signature, and that would suggest something artificial. And that would mean that something has been built around this star, if you will, to collect and manage its energy, like a battery.
Rick, when I was in elementary school, I learned from our teacher that we had a solar system and we're part of it, and we're living on planet Earth, and the sun is in the center, and everything's in balance, and all of these gravitational forces are keeping everything stable. And gravity's at work, and it's 24 hours a day, and it's instantaneous, and the sun is just going to keep, it's this ball of fire, and there's so much fuel there, it's just going to keep producing sunlight and heat for us for, millions of years. It's just going to keep on going. And I kept thinking, how is it possible? Because, I had a torch in my hand at one time, and when I was younger, and it had a bottle of fuel, and when that fuel tank was empty, that torch didn't work anymore. So how can this ball of fire be so hot and last for hundreds of millions of years? How is that possible? And how could it be so stable? And back then we had a farmer's almanac that could predict the weather a year in advance. The point I'm trying to make is that wasn't all that long ago. That was in the 1960s. Now the weather is not stable. The sun is not stable. We have earthquakes. And just in those few short decades, we went from stable to unstable. And is that because...
It's a way of looking at what's going on. Right now, Saturday morning, we're going to get hit with 2 CMEs, and nobody is mentioning, including Suspicious Observer, how bad they're going to be. I'm concerned. I'm not going to say anything's going to happen this Saturday, but I am going to suggest there will be drops in communication and possibly grid collapses in certain locations as a result of these 2 CMEs that are coming toward the Earth right now. They were released yesterday. I don't know what's going on. Where I sit on the Internet, I have a very poor reception. When I try to actually do something serious, I'm thwarted by my provider, and now I'm having friends coming out of the woodwork of people I grew up with in the early 70s, now coming to me like Reconasuccio, some of the others that I grew up with. Michael James Reconasuccio was a personal friend of mine all the way. The last I saw Mike was in the 80s when he came down to visit me in my new home with Iona.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Did you know that home break-ins increase more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use door armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, door armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your door armor is guaranteed for life. Go to InvasionStopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to InvasionStopper.com now. That's InvasionStopper.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Are you still looking for that one iodine that you can really trust? A medical doctor endorsed product that is backed by honest research and true integrative science? Then search no further. Go to NutriMedical.com for Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutriodine, proven time and time again to be the very best iodine available for you. Nutriodine is the only Tesla-activated monatomic plasma iodine in the world. It optimizes mitochondrial function and generation of new mitochondria, from totally neutralizing the venom from a desert recluse spider bite in Southern California to eliminating malaria parasites reported by medical missionaries in central India. Dr. Bill's Nutriodine is simply the most powerful healing formula there is. Nutriodine clears the body of all known pathogens, restores it to an alkaline state, and even promotes stem cell regeneration. Order Dr. Bill's Nutriodine today at 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Last, Dr. Richard Allen Miller is with us. And Dr. Richard Allen Miller is a physicist. And Rick, you were talking about CMEs Saturday arriving this weekend from our sun. Now, those CMEs, for people like me who are farmers and would like to be out there on our tractors and managing and working and maintaining our farms, and people who might want to be riding their bicycles or going for a walk in the park or whatever we might want to be doing outside. Are there any risks to our health as a result of these coronal mass ejections from the sun, the powerful ones?
Nowhere to hide. You can hide inside your house. We're talking about gamma rays. Who cares? This goes through anything. So we're being bombarded with particles, and I have no idea the dosimetry. This is one of the reasons why they say don't go outside because of the wavelengths. Well, most of that has to do with your eyes and the long ultraviolet and how it can harm your eyes. The rest of it has all kinds of implications, including skin cancer. So you can hide inside your house. That'll shield some wave bands, but not the ones that are going to do the deed. They're high-energy particles, and they'll just come slamming through anything, go right through the earth.
I was reading a report this morning about cancer, and they're saying that most of cancer has to do with lifestyles, and I can't agree with that entirely, because I would think that
inaccurate direction to see things in terms of it's time for a lifestyle change in your food choices and the way you behave in the environment.
Well, yeah, but there's so many environmental. Are you saying that it's inaccurate or accurate?
What? Okay, I'm not sure.
That cancer is mostly to do with lifestyle.
I think that's high end. The food choices and our lifestyle choices are what are causing a lot of our problems. Environmental issues like Fukushima and geoengineering are absolutely can contribute. But if you want to eliminate cancers or the high end of cancers in your life, you start with your diet.
Mm-hmm. But the problem is, starting with our diet is really, really tough, because try to get away from wheat. Try to get away from...
That's the staff of life. There it is. and it's brand new in our culture.
Mm-hmm. And so our lifestyle,
very, very many years,
our lifestyle choices are hampered, limited, and controlled by the system and the corporations.
Yeah,
so we
the
have
primary diet for the American right now is wheat, hamburger, milk, and cheese.
And it shows.
Well, there it is. That's how it works. And so lifestyle changes start with your diet.
Okay.
And one of the things Gurdjieff used to suggest is that you have climatized like certain plants that grow in your garden, and that you should eat your environment. If you live in the Midwest, you tend to eat grains. If you live on the coast, you should eat more fish. I don't know how that all works. I'm trying to figure it out one bite at a time, and I'm confused. I try to eliminate wheat and other grains that have GMOs in it, because now it's showing they're dust riddled with toxins from herbicides and other mutagens that are toxic to the human body.
How about this? Just something as simple as this. One of our dogs, and let me explain what happened. As you know, one of our dogs had a seizure. Her name is Ayudi. She's about 105 pounds, Neapolitan Mastiff. So she's this black Mastiff female, and she developed these seizures. And I talked with Miles in Europe, and he said he believed that she was poisoned. So we checked the farm, looked all over, couldn't find, antifreeze, couldn't find anything that we thought that she could have consumed that was poisonous, that would cause these massive, massive seizures. Brought her to the vet. The vet didn't know what could be, because she seemed healthy otherwise. And we changed her dog food, and we made our own. And I want to share this with you, because we're talking about lifestyle changes and cancers and the effects of what we eat. And we found a correlation, and it is absolutely stunning in dog food. We'll be right back. Dr. Richard Allen Miller is with us. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USAPrepares.com.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today. If you or someone you care about loves outdoor adventure, then check out slingbow.com for some unique holiday gift ideas. That's slingbow.com, where we have some innovative new products for the archer, hunter, or bow fishing enthusiast in your family. Now through January, use the promo code HOLIDAY to get free shipping in the U.S. or Canada. And from all of us at Slingbow Industries, have a safe, joyous, and peaceful holiday season.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
We've had an amazing year here at Supernatural Silver. We've truly enjoyed the fantastic response from thousands of people as they've tried our extraordinary product, and we're thrilled at the life-changing results people have. Our company email is continually full of happy, satisfied customers who thank us for the help they've received from Supernatural Silver. This holiday season, as you think of gifts to give your loved ones, consider giving Supernatural Silver, a gift that can help provide good health and wellness, a gift that can change lives and make a real difference. In a world where we are constantly exposed to dangerous health threats, give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance. Give Supernatural Silver. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HOLIDAY2015 for 20% off. And this holiday season, we wish you and yours the blessings of peace and good health from all of us here at supernaturalsilver.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Attention, all men. Are you urinating more frequently? Do you wake up to urinate? Are you having a slower, weaker stream? Don't ignore the warning signs of your aging prostate. Get your free bottle of Super Beta Prostate. Super Beta Prostate is guaranteed to support a more complete emptying of your bladder, a fuller, stronger stream, and less waking at night to urinate.
Super Beta Prostate is a product that I really like. I endorse it. I use it myself. I was very pleasantly surprised that Super Beta Prostate helped me fairly quickly.
Super Beta Prostate is formulated with a natural plant enzyme called beta-cytosterol. It's so powerful, you'd have to take 100 saw palmetto pills to get the same sterols as just one Super Beta Prostate tablet. Don't ignore the warning signs of your aging prostate. Call now to get your free bottle of Super Beta Prostate. Call 1-800-853-1203. That's 1-800-853-1203. 800-853-1203.
Dr. Richard Allen Miller and I are talking about cancer and lifestyle impact. And my feeling is, yeah, we would like to eat better. And it's very difficult because the large corporations who are providing food and who have dominated the marketplace are making it difficult for us to get safe, good quality, nutritious food. And here's one example, and we'll use our dog Ayudi as and Thomas Jefferson TJ as an example. Ayudi is about 105 pounds. She's a Neapolitan Mastiff. Thomas Jefferson, or TJ, is an English Mastiff, and he's 200 pounds. And Rick, you've met both of those dogs. And so we've been feeding, we were advised that you need to feed large breed dogs large breed dog food. You can't just, buy that inexpensive stuff. That you got to buy the better dog food because the dogs require the ingredients in the large breed dog food. So we've been buying Diamond brand, and Dr. Shealy buys the same brand. I found out yesterday on the air. And so what we found out was Ayudi had these massive seizures, and they were terrifying. She would drool and couldn't catch her breath, and very, very serious. And we brought Ayudi to the vet, and she had these twitches, and her head would bob, and she bit me in the face because she was startled. I mean, this stuff never happened before. So the vet didn't know what it was. The vet said she was healthy from the neck down, except she had some cancerous tumors that he found on her, and we found them also, and we had them surgically removed. Well, Miles from Europe called and said she was poisoned. Now, from thousands of miles away, Miles, who had never visually seen the dogs, knew that the symptoms were that she had been poisoned. And so he recommended we stop feeding her that food immediately, and we did. And he had a recommendation that we make her oatmeal, and we're going through 1 box of oatmeal a day, and with that, we are adding omega-3 fish oils. We're adding vitamins and minerals and supplements. Aaron Dakins recommended that we feed raw chopped meat, and also Miles recommended diatomaceous earth, about a couple teaspoons per meal. Within 1 day, Ayudi's symptoms started disappearing. 3 days later, she's not quite perfect, but she now is like almost the Ayudi we knew a couple of years ago. She has energy. She's not whining.
The corn that they put in most dog food, and as the dog gets older, they can no longer digest the corn, and so these special diets, Sterling, some of these others, are now moving away from corn and the fillers that are used to make it bulk up with an animal. My English or my chocolate lab lived 18 years before I put it down with renal failure because I fed it exactly what I ate. And I included lots of MSM and other kinds of things where I was forced the dog to lose weight when it started getting heavy. It's about corn. And most all of dog foods, the primary ingredient in it is corn. And corn is toxic. And it's toxic like I don't eat it anymore. Not corn on the cob. I just don't eat corn. And I don't eat wheat because of the herbicides, pesticides that you will find in these things by our government with their FDA making measurements to protect us. Not. It's about a lifestyle change.
So, Rick, let me read this. So I went to the internet during the break, and I typed in diamond dog food, poison, and I found this post from consumeraffairs.com, and it's titled Diamond Dog Food. And I was reading some of the complaints, and here's one that's dated November 12th, 2015. This is probably when our symptoms started, and the beginning of the symptoms. And it says large breed lamb and rice adult dog food. By the way, that's the feed that we were using. Large breed lamb and rice adult dog food. It says we have fed this to our dogs for several years. Monday, I purchased a new bag from TSC. TSC stands for Tractor Supply Company, and fed our 3 dogs dinner. By 2 a.m. Tuesday, one dog became very ill with horrible diarrhea and vomiting. I took her to the vet at 8 a.m., and the fecal test was normal. There's another test that was normal, and the vet prescribed anti-nausea meds and a chicken and rice diet. She began to improve. Meanwhile, fed other 2 dogs this dog food, as we suspected a trip to the lake had made Hazel sick. By Wednesday, both other dogs became equally ill, and they had not gone to the lake. We narrowed it down to only the food had changed. So now all 3 dogs are on chicken and rice diet and anti-nausea meds and probiotics to restore gut health, and they're showing marked improvements since the feed was removed. Now, and it says a search online revealed other people with dogs showed the same symptoms. And what I'm saying is I believe that something changed in this diamond dog food that caused our dogs to get sick, or there are ingredients in them that over time they can't tolerate. And so, how does a dog get tumors? Well, ours has multiple tumors. How does a dog get these seizures, these violent seizures, and cries and cries? And when I say cries, I mean like a colicky baby. Like if you really dislike someone, what you want to do is wish that they have a colicky baby. That's like torture. for everybody, the baby and everyone around. And that's what Ayuti was like. And that's all stopped. It has all completely stopped since we took her off Diamond dog food, large breed, lamb and rice.
I'm so pleased to hear that Ayuti's doing okay now.
Here's the point, Rick. So I absolutely positively believe that this anecdotal evidence it convinces me that was the problem. Now,
it's our food, our diets, all of it.
Okay,
not just animals.
So we have multiple trips to the vet. We had surgery for the dog. We bought all this dog food that I believe is tainted. And so who pays for all this? Who pays for, well, I guess we do. I guess we pay for the bad dog food and the repairs to the dog, which is wrong, which is absolutely wrong. So now we're looking at making our own dog food from now on and making sure that they have the right ingredients in the dog food so they don't get sick. So that, by the way, I forgot, 2 eggs, the yellows of 2 eggs, raw, are added to the dog mixture every day. So the dogs get 2 eggs, the yellows only. They get vitamins and minerals. They get a couple teaspoons of diatomaceous earth and oatmeal and omega-3 fish oil. That's what they get. They don't get dog food anymore. They get homemade food. And I've been told by many, many professionals that all you need to do is open that bag of dog food and put it in a bowl and they can eat that, and that's got everything they need. I don't think it has everything they need, and I think it has things that are killing them. So that's my take on cancer and lifestyle changes. And yes, we can make some changes to our lifestyle, but it's not all that easy. So now we have to figure out, and by the way, we went through $1,400 worth of dog food last year. Now we have to figure out how, at 50 cents a pound, that's 2,800 pounds of dog food. So we have to figure out how we're going to replace that with something that doesn't come in those dog food bags. And I'm thinking oats. I think oats would be the main ingredient along with the meat. So, Rick, have you ever...
The only grains I still continue to use in my diet limitedly is oats. Mm-hmm. Quaker oats. I don't know. I'm going to tell you that the food, I'm going to recommend that whenever you can, you buy food from a local grower rather than from Safeway that was brought in from Mexico or countries I can't even pronounce. What you want now is to eat your environment and to grow as much as you can your own food, because now you have the history of what's in it. I do not believe that labels are actually protecting us anymore. And now there's a congressional act to limit the amount of warning on GMO. And so I'm going to
keep us in the dark. Keep us, these Congress phlegm want to make sure that we don't know what's in our food. These guys...
Heaven for the internet. 10 years earlier, I knew nothing about things like Fukushima or misreporting of the news. Even back then, less than 10 years ago, I was watching CNN. It's all changed.
Yeah. And how do you get CNN? I have no idea.
At one point, I used to trust CNN over the networks. That's all different now.
Sure.
All of it.
Sure. Susie in Arkansas, welcome.
Hi, Vince.
Hey.
I got something to say about your dog food business. For a long time, I have not fed my dog, and actually almost very little in the beginning. I've not had a lot of dogs. I used to have horses, but I never had dogs. I learned how to read their label. And I mean to tell you, you have no idea what you are feeding your dog besides corn.
Tell you what, Susie, hold that thought. Can you stay with us through the break and tell us the rest of the story?
Okay.
Okay. Susie from Arkansas is with us. Dr. Richard Allen Miller's in the West Coast. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USA Prepares. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
911, what is your emergency? There's somebody in my house. Hurry, please.
A home break-in happens every 22 seconds. Homes without a security system are up to 3 times more vulnerable to a burglary. That's why there's Simply Safe. In an emergency, our advanced wireless technology alerts police up to 10 times faster, and your connection to emergency services can't be cut because Simply Safe doesn't rely on landlines. Simply Safe costs less than half what traditional companies charge, just $14.99 a month, and there's no commitment to an annual contract. Protect your family with the highest caliber security. Go now to simplysafedefense.com and get 10% off with free shipping and a 3-year warranty. Hurry, and you'll also receive a keychain remote worth $25. Try Simply Safe for a full 60 days. You'll feel confident that your family is safe or your money back. Go to simplysafedefense.com right now. simplysafedefense.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Hello?
Congratulations.
For what?
For losing all that weight. How'd you do it so fast?
ASAP.
ASAP what? What's that mean?
Are you ready to get as skinny as possible, as soon as possible, as simple as possible, and as sexy as possible?
I'm listening.
Then get with the ASAP program. It's real and it works. No smooth talk, no slick advertising, and no exaggerated claims of success.
I've got to know more.
Welcome to ASAP, as slim as possible. Whether you have 10, 20, or 50 pounds to lose, ASAP is your weight loss answer. ASAP targets the abnormal fat reserves and makes them available to be burned as fuel and contains no caffeine or hormones. Order ASAP at wholesale prices or join the team to share the business with others. Go to GCNteam.com or call 855-GCN-MALL. That's 855-426-6255. GCNteam.com or 855-426-6255. Lose weight and look great with ASAP, as slim as possible.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
Class Dr. Richard Allen Miller is with us, and we're talking about cancer, and we're talking about food choices. And Susie in Arkansas has joined us, and she was talking about dog food. I just have one quick update. During the commercial break, I called Diamond Pet Food, and I explained to them what was going on, and they are not aware of any problems with their dog food. They're not aware. So let me give you their number. I'm going to give out Diamond Pet Food's number, and you can call them, and if you're using Diamond Pet Food, you can tell them whatever you'd like to tell them. 800-442-0402. 800-442-0402. And I'll post this on the website, usaprepares.com. 800-442-0402. And in addition, the lady I talked with said that she would pass this information on to the Diamond Pet Food veterinarian. And I said, great. Also pass on our telephone number, 866-582-9933, and I'm inviting the Diamond Pet Food veterinarian to come on the air live right now, and tell us what's going on. Because I believe, through this evidence that I have, that their dog food has caused our dogs to have health problems. And if you have dogs that have health problems and you're feeding Diamond dog food, call us and let us know. That's 866-582-9933. Susan, back to you.
When you read the ingredients in the usually it starts out with some kind of protein, and it'll say protein fiber or poultry byproduct. Guess what poultry byproduct could be?
Well, I know what that is.
Yeah, chicken manure.
Well, it could be even worse than that. And the reason I'm saying that is when we were in Virginia, we had a computer manufacturing company, and one of our customers was Valley Protein, and Valley Protein is a company that would pick up dead animals.
Yep.
Dead animals from roadkill, like deer, dead chickens if the electricity failed, and these large chicken houses with thousands of birds. The birds would just suffocate and die from the heat. They'd pick up them. They'd pick up dead cows. They'd pick up euthanized animals. And these animals would be picked up, put in these vats, in these trucks, taken to the rendering plant where they would grind them up and cook them. And that was the protein. That was the protein that goes into the dog food.
Right.
So this slurry of brown goo is the protein. So it could be all kinds of animals mixed in with the dog food.
As well as it is the recycled chicken manure. I knew a fellow that was feeding cows for Tyson at one point, a lot of years back. And he said every so often this big truck would arrive with this meal that they were feeding him, and that primarily it was recycled manure, chicken manure.
Mm-hmm. And Rick, you may know of this too, that back in the 80s, people were talking about feeding cows newspaper for bulk.
I don't know about that part. I'm my mouth is open in disbelief. I know that chicken manure is extremely rich in minerals and nutrients for your soil. I know that if you do 1/3 chicken manure, 1/3 rabbit manure, and 1/3 worm casings, you have a whole thing for the soil.
Yeah, it's great for the soil, but
feed it to animals. I don't know, man.
Susie, anything else?
The other thing I'd like to say is they keep changing what they call it.
Yeah, and they keep changing the ingredients in the dog food.
In any kind of chicken food, too. I've been reading formulas for a long time, and I it's changed.
And the dog food now has, Diamond has a dog food with antibiotics in it. What's that all about? Why are antibiotics needed in dog food? Seriously.
They also put a phytotoxin to make it taste good.
I don't know. Our dogs are, none of our dogs will eat that food anymore. They won't eat it. Susie, thanks so much for being with us. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Everyone all set? Cocked, locked, hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us, and we've been talking about dog food. And I mentioned Miles in Europe, and his recommendation for our dogs. And I understand that Miles has called in. Welcome, Miles.
Hey, good morning, Doc. Good morning, Vincent. Good morning, class.
Hey, Miles, thank you so much for being with us. I've been singing your I've been singing your praises, and these dogs are very important to us. They're not just animals. They are family members. They are our protection animals. They live with us. They spend time with us. They follow us around the farm. They are ever vigilant, ever watching everything that's going on to protect us 24/7. And when Ayudi, our Neapolitan Mastiff, got these seizures, it was very, very serious. And you initially, without even seeing the dog, based on the symptoms, you made some calls and you said you talked to the I believe the president of the Neapolitan Mastiff Club over there in Germany or Austria. You contacted them and said that this sounded like poison, right?
correct? Well, this is a business model. Is this the same like with prepared food that you buy at the Chinese factories outlet? A corporation is not going to let anything go to waste that they have to pay for as a disposal unless they can bring it in a certain other product line as a filler or, just in microgram or a little gram as a help agent, things like that. So what's happening with us as a species is absolutely, as Rick Miller says, you are whom you feed. And the problem is they're mixing everything in, not only to get rid of you, but they need to get rid of your companion animals as well. So welcome to a new world.
Mm-hmm. Miles, and what I believe, if I've repeated this correctly, here's what we have done. You recommended the yellows of raw eggs as part of the food. Oatmeal. You recommended minerals in supplements, diatomaceous earth, and I believe raw meat. And Aaron Dakins recommended raw meat. And we're talking about chopped meat, which is probably the easiest for us to prepare for a dog who can't chew and can't swallow properly as a result of being, I'll say, poisoned.
Demineralized.
Yeah, demineralized.
Well, look at what the natural food of feline or canine animals is. Mostly, they are hunting for their food, and then they utilize the blood and they utilize the meat. And when I see my cats here eating a bird, they use everything. They don't let anything go to waste. So basically, what a feline and a canine needs is meat, fresh meat. Mm-hmm. And the yellow of the egg is only there in order to utilize the necessary lecithin for the brain. If you have a dog that is intoxicated, that even has where the blood-brain barrier was lifted, and the brain was intoxicated or the nerves have been intoxicated, then you definitely need the lecithin from the egg, from the yellow of the egg in the animal. Mm-hmm. Other than that, try not to buy the boxes of oatmeal. Better buy the oats and press them yourself.
Right.
Number one, it's a total different taste that you will achieve there. It is fresh. All the minerals and all the nutrients are still in there, and it is more. You get more bang for your buck when you buy that and press it for yourself instead of having bought the boxes off the steam-rolled ones.
Mm-hmm. And I've been talking with Joey in Michigan about this. Joey called me this morning before the broadcast. We were talking about all kinds of things, and he found an oats roller that he and you have been talking about, and he's using that, and he loves it. And I've been asking Joey, okay, so the next thing we need to do is find 50-pound bags of oats, and the only two kinds I can find close to us within a 40-mile round trip would be clean, what they call clean oats, and steamed oats. Those are the only two kinds of oats I can find.
Yeah, you've got organic growers everywhere. They just aren't working with Cargill. That's your primary port, and for your oat in your state. Cargill, and there's several others that I can recommend. What I'm going to say is that all processed foods that are in your refrigerator, your mayo and your ketchup and your mustard, that's where you need to start focusing on how to make them yourself. In fact, what you have is your local community that grow oats that you can get at the farmer's market. And that's what you should start encouraging now, buying a local. Mm-hmm. Because if you do that, you have eliminated at least 50% of the chemicals being used on that plant. Even the local people won't be using the herbicides that are being used in large farms down out of Mexico. When I went through, you can't believe what's actually in it. You can do your own little analysis with chromatography. I mean, for nothing, and it will freak you out literally what's in everything now. And so what the most healthiest people I see, animals, whatever, are juicers. And that's where it starts. And where you take the live plant and you put it in your mouth. And that's where your nutrient is. And if it's growing wild, there's a high likelihood it won't have very much PVC, or, these weird chemicals that they're using like Roundup, etc. The soils can be cleaned within 7 years using pharmaceutical mushrooms. You can remediate the soil so simply with green manure and then inoculating green manure with pharmaceutical mushrooms that will go in and pull heavy metals and other kinds of toxins out. We have taken fields that DEQ have labeled as toxic, and in 1 year made them certified organic using agaricus, let's say, as a pharmaceutical mushroom that you would inoculate into the green manure. And you can turn that soil quickly back into true. I watched this one Austrian, I can't think of her name now, at Acres, where she literally took what appeared to be cement and turned it into friable soil in less than 7 years. They are teaching that now at OSU, and Amaranthus, one of her graduate students, now has mycorrhizae here in Grants Pass, selling microorganisms to repopulate and make the soil healthy again.
Doc, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you make soil out of bedrock?
It has to do with a hierarchy of animals all the way down, starting with mycelium. It breaks it down very quickly. It's called mycorrhizae. It is a habitat that you re-inoculate into your soil that's been lost. Grassy soils. I had a garden in my back of my yard. It took me 4 years to return that garden into true from having grown grass on it for 40. Now, most people have lawns, and your lawn is a good place to start as a small project that takes chicken, rabbit casings, and worm casings. All three of those things are what you do with your soil, and then you inoculate it with mycorrhizae, and within 3 years, you have taken literally hardpan into friable, alive soil. You need 1/3 chicken manure, 1/3 rabbit manure, and 1/3 worm casings, and you roll them, and you inoculate that. That's your dressing, and then you green manure with buckwheat, and then you inoculate that with pharmaceutical mushrooms, and then put mycorrhizae back in.
So buckwheat will break up the stone, even going down with the deeper roots.
Break down topsoil. The next thing you want to do is something like comfrey, because that taproot goes down 18 feet. It goes into bedrock and turns it into friable soil in 1 year.
Well, gentlemen, from my point of view here, I can only tell you, if you don't start taking care or being responsible of the stuff you eat, that means that you produce what you eat.
Well, that's
you probably will not have a chance in the future.
We have a project here now called the Caterpillar at Pacifica Gardens in Williams. And that vehicle used to, the reason they called it Caterpillar was on entomology, how to identify insects. I stripped that all out, and I put in water testing. The first thing a child needs to learn is whether the water is drinkable or not. And that's at 4 years old with litmus paper.
I agree.
And
Miles,
you need to re-educate from the ground up. That includes our children. Just like the mycorrhizae. It's a habitat. It's not.
Miles, Miles, you and I have talked off the air about this chemical spraying in the sky as well as on the air. And I mentioned on the air on Monday this week with John Regan, before the broadcast, Mrs. Finelli scooped up some foam that was on the top of a stream or a creek that's running right in front of our house. And this is wet weather stream or creek. And what I mean by that is this is runoff. So the rain falls from the sky, lands on our farm in the woods, heads downhill slightly, and collects and goes under our crushed rock driveway. and through a culvert, and she saw that in the twists and turns where the little creek navigates, there's a collection of this foam, and she picked it up with a piece of bark, and I brought it in the house, and I looked at it, and I took lots of pictures, which I want to put on the internet, on our website. But this foam was sticky, and as the water evaporated from the foam over a period of a day or two, I looked at it, and it's collapsed, but I believe it's 50 times the weight of bubble bath. And this foam, looking at it with a 10-loop eyepiece, or 10-power loop, looks like it has fibers in it. When we come back, will you have time to tell us if that's happening where you are and what you think it might be?
Okay.
Okay. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
We've had an amazing year here at Supernatural Silver. We've truly enjoyed the fantastic response from thousands of people as they've tried our extraordinary product, and we're thrilled at the life-changing results people have. Our company email is continually full of happy, satisfied customers who thank us for the help they've received from Supernatural Silver. This holiday season, as you think of gifts to give your loved ones, consider giving Supernatural Silver, a gift that can help provide good health and wellness, a gift that can change lives and make a real difference. In a world where we are constantly exposed to dangerous health threats, give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance. Give Supernatural Silver. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HOLIDAY2015 for 20% off. And this holiday season, we wish you and yours the blessings of peace and good health from all of us here at supernaturalsilver.com.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, KD Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KD. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to KDArmor.com. Come and take it.
Dr. Richard Allen Miller is with us on the West Coast. Miles is with us in Europe. And I was describing this foam that we found on our farm, which is absolutely caused by runoff. It is not caused by chemical spraying that we have done.
They're using. And the polymer itself isn't dangerous. It's what it contains. See, the polymer is like a habitat, like fiber. It's not a fiber. It's like a fiber. It's in everything now. It's in itself. It's not dangerous. In your body, it is dehydrating you. All of you are sleeping different. All of you have saliva that looks white, and you have more mucus than you've ever noticed. It's dehydrating all of us. I've noticed it. It isn't in itself toxic. It's what's in it, the barium and aluminum. I did panels, and I was toxic last year. I am now semi-normal from modafillin and the turmerics I've been using. They bioremediate. Your soil is the same thing. And I have to tell you, the way I'm approaching this is making my food chain healthy. If I make my food chain healthy, that means that I'm going to be healthier because my food chain is healthy. And so my chickens are free range. I play Mozart, and I feed them, what do I feed them? A purslane, because it lowers the cholesterol in the egg. Then for the fish, if they have a habitat where you're growing fish in large tanks, you're going to have disease, just like you do with cattle. And what we're feeding cattle and fish in feedlots are pharmaceutical mushrooms. We did 2 studies up in Skagway and Nanaimo on Pacific salmon, and we took all the antibiotic out, and we put this pharmaceutical, it was a Cordyceps sinensis hybrid, into the water. And what happened next was a miracle. It acted like an antibiotic substitute. It's not. And in all studies, the fish increased their protein yields 30%. And in one study, there was absolutely no kill. That's impossible. There's always something that dies in a large feedlot. And there was no kill in one of the studies. That was in Nanaimo. And I'm saying that you can take charge of some of this nonsense immediately. It is a process. And what you have to do is start with your food chain, making it healthy, like your dogs and your cows. Once you do that, it'll trickle down, just like education. You start with the children. Teaching them how to identify water, if it's safe to drink, and if it's not, what's wrong with it, and can that be fixed?
Well, he's absolutely right. Everything he says is absolutely true. I mean, I can only concur to that. Let me jump back to the dog food. If you want to get a real healthy diet for your dogs, look up the term BARF, B-A-R-F, diet. It's a raw food diet, raw meat, raw fish for the dogs, and these are what you need to add are minerals and vitamins, and you can buy that in the pet store. So it's BARF. If you don't get that, the next level up would be equine, vitamins that you can mix up, but you need to scale it down to the size of the dog. That's for the dog food. Then water, polymer. If you want to really get freaked out, you draw a little blood of yours, and you let it interact with the foam, and you look how that foam will start utilizing that blood and internalizing it. This is like better like as Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street. The third thing, the water is
desiccating everything.
Yes.
Including your blood.
What the University of Milano and the University of Innsbruck, the limnology studies, have rolled out an international research project where they're now started to monitor nanoparticles and polymers, how they interact with fish and microbes in the water. And what we start to see here, that in the lakes that we have here that are being supplied with fresh mountain water, like primeval water that we have here, that the oxygen has been drawn out of the water because of the nanoparticles. They interact with that. And the second thing is, because of a dropping level of oxygen, all the rare fish that are in these high clear water lakes cannot reproduce. We have started 2 years ago in breeding fish and putting them out because we have more female and no more male fish.
Wow. And Miles, can you stay with us and tell us about what you think this foam might be?
For that next segment, yes, okay.
Okay. Miles is with us, and we come back, he'll tell us about his thoughts on this foam, and do they have the foam in Europe, in his neck of the woods. And Richard Allen Miller and I'll be right back, and this is USA Prepares.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Removing bad taste and odor from your drinking water is easy. Removing the bad stuff you don't taste is what ProPure does best. Water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure countertop, inline, gravity, and household water filtration products. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com. Or call 800-544-3533.
You're fired. According to the Small Business Administration, 75% of small businesses plan to eliminate jobs or reduce workers' hours to part-time. You're fired. According to Gallup, the unemployment rate recently jumped to nearly 9%, and the underemployment rate hit a staggering 17.9%. You're fired. 1 out of 3 young adults and 1 out of 2 recent college graduates are underemployed. Hello, I'm Keith Abel, a pharmacist and a home business entrepreneur. In 2011, I became one of those statistics myself. Instead of looking for another job in corporate America, I joined Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. We're creating steady incomes for ourselves and would like to show you how to do the same. If you want to supplement your current income, replace your income, so you don't have to become one of the statistics, then give me a call toll-free at 866-257-3105, 866-257-3105. You're fired. Don't wait till you hear those words. Start creating an extra income today. 866-257-3105.
A revolution in body protection has arrived only at FortressSurvivalLLC.com. Introducing the revolutionary patented Level 3 Bulletproof Vest. 100% Kevlar, 100% American-made. Concealable, fully adjustable, and the lowest price on the market. Adult size normally $289.99, now just $250. Kid size normally $239.99, now just $200. Get affordable protection with a Level 3A Bulletproof Vest from FortressSurvivalLLC.com. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Psalm 31:3.
Does being over 40 make you feel like half the man you used to be? You feel more tired, out of shape, not in the mood like you used to be? Thanks to an exclusive formula, you can help boost testosterone levels safely and naturally. Introducing Ageless Male, a life-changing supplement for men tested to help increase testosterone levels.
You'll notice a boost in your energy levels. Workouts work, sex life improves. It's like a light switch goes on.
Try Ageless Male risk-free if you would like to experience what taking Ageless Male can feel like. Support for healthy, normal testosterone levels, healthy energy, and increased performance, and more romance when you want it.
Call 1-800-327-4821. That's 1-800-327-4821. 800-327-4821. 800-327-4821. That's 1-800-327-4821.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
What would an extra $250 a month mean to you? For some, it's a little financial breathing room. For others, it's a car payment, a home repair, or help with college tuition. Hi, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I've got some great news if you're looking to save money on your mortgage. All it takes is a simple phone call to Quicken Loans at 800-QUICKEN to see if you qualify for the government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. Folks who refinance with HARP can save an average of $250 a month. That's $3,000 a year. Our home loan experts fully understand the HARP guidelines, And they'll walk you through our streamlined process. And for 6 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And for the second year in a row, they've also ranked us highest in mortgage servicing. Call 800-QUICKEN or visit QuickenLoans.com.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
Dr. Richard Allen Miller's with us. Miles is with us. Miles, what are your thoughts about this foam that I've been describing?
This foam is a polymer. And mostly what we find here is a polymer called PVP or PVPP. These are polymers that have been introduced to the market in the Second World War by IG Farben as a blood expander. It is today used like in iodine, like the povidone iodine. The problem that has is that when the molecule reaches a certain size, that would be 20,000 Dalton, a cell cannot die itself. It cannot go into suicide mode and create a so-called apoptosis. So what happens there is the cell gels out. And this is the problem with that polymer that we're receiving here. The other thing is the polymer is only a carrier, as Doc Rick said. It's just a carrier. It's a vehicle where other particles and other substances are being carried into a body. And what we had here is the Limnologic Institute here had a test going on with high voltage filtration in order to find out what's in the water, what takes the oxygen out of it and creates more algae blooming, green algae blooms here. And so what they found out was heavy metals.
Right now is a brand new weapon. And it may not even be human. At this juncture, all doors are open. And I'm going to say something further. We are being attacked on a nanometer level right now. And this is literally a proper way to look at exactly what's happening. It's a weapon.
I concur. It's a weapon. I even agree that it is alien, because when you look at it, what is in there, if you dry it up, if you take a drop of blood that has been infected with that polymer, you sometimes see in the last 70 in a dark field microscope within 72 hours, you see critters in there that you would not think that exist.
Yeah, that's all great. Now, who's doing it and why? And that's an interesting rabbit hole. You know, I think there's something way more going on with the United Nations than we have a clue. And I am concerned. And right now, with Fukushima and the media and the way it is not reporting things, we're under attack. We have a war going on that we didn't even know about.
Gentlemen, I have to let you go. I am on alarm call, and I'll let you go with that. Thank you very much. You take care. Bye-bye.
Miles, thank you very much. Miles is in Europe.
And far more sinister going on here than just this polymer that you saw last year in your snow that would cause the snow to burn. It's a piece of plastic. And it's a carrier. And it's basically a way of entering into the body things that you may not even be aware of. Like
it's alarming to me. Rick, it's alarming to me because I'm trying so hard to take care of the land here. We on this planet are destroying the land everywhere that man is touching it, and I'm trying so hard to protect the land and restore the land to the best it can be. And
that's
it's very difficult.
That's responsibility of living in a habitat. We are part of the habitat. We are not the rulers of it. We're part of it. There has to be a type of cooperation, in the relationship to your soil, to you, to your food, and all of it around you. There is a need for a lifestyle change to survive.
We as humans are not managing our land very well. Our land is less resilient than it used to be. We are allowing manufacturing companies to overpackage, and we throw away these plastic packages, into landfills and we bury them.
Landfill, that's a good metaphor.
Yeah, and what is a landfill?
I've
Now, let me
one
mention what a
Shayne grow 50 feet in 2 years.
Right, and this marketing season, people are going to buy even more items that they don't need, and it will be packaged and overpackaged and wrapped in plastic, and we will discard this plastic. We won't recycle it. We'll just throw it in our garbage cans, and it'll get picked up by some guy we don't know, and it will be hauled off to a place where we don't have to think about because it's out of sight. Well,
have you seen any of the plastic bags they put all your groceries in ever break down and rot?
Hardly, Rick. I see them in trees. I see them in trees. And the one thing that I absolutely positively can't stand, and I will not buy, and I try to discourage everybody that I know from buying them, and let me make it public, are these silly, idiotic balloons for birthdays and people who are in the hospital. These silly Mylar type balloons that seem to get let go. They float out. The cows eat them. The cows choke on them. They end up in the oceans. The fish try to eat them. The fish die from them. Stop it. Stop it with these balloons.
For what geoengineering is now doing to the human body. With there's a piece of plastic up in that tree there. You can look at the metaphor of how what's going on the outside of the earth, and it's inside your body. And if you want to make changes in all of this, it's not out there that it's going to happen first. It's got to start inside yourself. And so that was one of the reasons I did Navy SEALs the way I did. You start with the foods they're eating. You've got to have a launch platform for the metaphor of spiritual and emotional awareness. And so it starts with your diet. You are no longer what you eat. You are whom you feed. And that's same thing with the soil. Mycorrhiza, the habitat. It's got a whole hierarchy of life forms that cooperate with each other.
Yeah, and here's the problem. Here's the problem, Rick. And I've got a great garden. And if you look at Google Earth, you can see the garden in our backyard. And these guys are spraying my garden without my permission with toxic compounds, toxic chemicals.
Invaded is a correct way to look at what's going on as a metaphor. We have been invaded
by us. We've been invaded by
Film at 11. Same bad channel, same bad time. I have no idea how this is all going to play out. What I can do is what I can do with my limited awareness. And I've tried to, take care of what I don't eat. I don't eat any wheat anymore, literally. I'll do, rye, maybe, for bread, once in a while, limited, cutting way back.
Yeah. Let me,
potatoes, you got to start with basics. And where did it come from? Did I grow my own potatoes, or did I get them from Old Man Zimpot out of Idaho, or did they come from Vietnam?
George in New Hampshire, you're on with Dr. Richard Allen Miller and me. Welcome.
Hi, Vincent. Hi, Dr. Rick. I just wanted to say this. It's almost like Rick and I are on the same wavelength and you are, in the sense that he almost introduced a topic I just wanted to bring up, and that was how to be aware spiritually. Now, do any of you gentlemen remember Mel Tappan?
Yes.
Okay, he was considered I don't want to say, he was one of the early originators of the survival movement, preppers. And he recommended a certain simple observation exercise because, as he said, you can make all the preparations in the world. But if you're not aware and you're not consciously in touch with that spiritual dimension that shines a light on things as you go in the day, like Vincent, when you're on the tractor, all of a sudden you get an idea or something draws your attention. Hey, I never noticed that before. It's what they call the aha moment. Like, aha, I see that. Well, there's a simple method, and it's for free, 7 minutes long. It's called antidoteforall.com. And what it is that you sit quietly and you just become aware. And it's almost like spiritual weightlifting because you don't realize just how atrophied a lot of our consciousness is. And,
making the mind go silent for a moment.
Right. And what I think you're in a war against, from what just has been, you're in your 60s, I'm in my 60s. Dr. Rick, I don't know how you up, but in other words,
I'm in my 70s.
Right, no, okay. You still act like a kid in a lot of ways, youthful, But I'm just saying, that spirit, though, is ageless in us. And it's going to go somewhere when we drop the physical body. That's the way I believe. And I think you guys do, too. Death isn't the end. But the point I'm making is that these warring, I don't know if they're dimensions but whatever they are, the warring pull, they say the forces of light against the forces of darkness are constantly trying to pull us in to things that just make us degenerate faster and lead us down a path that, let's just say, isn't in our best interest. But not to get too philosophical, I'm just saying, communism, for example, they believed that man was the extension of the environment. In other words, the environment controlled the man. Whereas the Christian view was, no, man can, what's within the man comes out and has the effect on the environment. But you can see how those two aren't compatible. They never will be. But
epigenetics, that's the way we're now, and there's a whole bunch of neo-Darwinists that are freaked out. They absolutely will not go there. And so there's a war going on, like Church of the Virus and Lucifer.com, and the idea that an idea or a concept is a disease.
Idea.
You can take control of some of it, but the answers are all inside. And while epigenetics is affecting you, like cancerous materials, cigarettes, and cell phones causing brain tumors, and it's warning labels, people still do it. Why?
George, thank you.
On till the break.
You certainly may. And I'll tell you the name of a church that I ran into. Unbelievable. We'll be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Class Dr. Richard Allen Miller is with us, richardallenmiller.com or docram.com. George in New Hampshire is with us. And very quickly, when I was setting up the first expo in Springfield, Missouri, I was touring the facility and for the expo, and there was a meeting going on, a convention. And I said, what is that convention? It looked a little different from most conventions. And they said, oh, that's the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I am not kidding. You can look it up. Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. And George, you mentioned AHA. You mentioned, I'll post it on the website. And I posted Diamond's telephone number if you'd like to call him and find out what's going on with your dog. 800 numbers on our website, usaprepares.com. And George, you mentioned AHA moments. And I got to tell you that when I have these AHA moments when I'm on the tractor, they have not been, wow, isn't this neat? Wow, what a cool thing I've observed. No, it's I get off the tractor, I look around, I stomp around because I'm angry at the latest thing that I've discovered that these defective people or these defectives have done to us.
But this is going to be ever increasing now, and what I'm saying is that flesh and blood can only take so much. But what I've found is that I guess what I'm trying to do is I've collected fragments in terms of references to things about time slowing down. We don't have much time, especially nowadays. But everything's accelerating towards an end, like a cassette recorder that when it gets close to the end of the tape, you hear it speeding up even faster.
George, hold that thought. I wanted to share this. You're absolutely right on the money. And the calls that I've been getting lately here at the farm from instructors and class members, there is a growing sense of alarm. People are calling me with a growing sense of alarm, a growing sense of time is really short. And I won't quite say panic, but one level below panic. And that's where I am. That's the level I'm at right now. George, I've got Anita in South Dakota. Is there anything else that you need to say quickly?
I'll just say this. Antidoteforall.com, it'll bring you into the moment, but what it'll do, it'll heighten those enlightening moments, and it'll give you an immunity to a lot of the stresses and diseases that we find in the world. That's all I'm going to say.
Great. I'll post that link on the website.
Have a Merry Christmas, gentlemen. Happy Hanukkah. Dr. Rick, take care. God bless.
Thank you, George in New Hampshire. Anita in South Dakota. We only have a couple minutes.
Well, I'll make this quick. The polymers. I was listening to a program where this is all tied together with the frequencies, the smart meters, the EMF, cell towers. When you're going to be required to take the chip, these polymers are in our bodies, and when we take the chip, they will control the people, and it's also going to change the DNA on people. And that's why before the flood, they said they had this done almost before the flood. It's fallen angel technology. And before the flood, Noah was the only, his family was the only one that wasn't genetically changed. All the animals were corrupted, everything. I don't know if this is true or not, but they were saying that was probably how
who was saying this?
Everything before that.
Anita.
Metaphor.
Anita, who was saying this?
I was listening to the program. I listen to a lot of religious programs, and they use the old text, the Emerald, Dead Sea Scroll, a lot of the stuff before
previous civilizations.
Right. And see, these fallen angels were on Earth, and they were corrupting the DNA. They hate God. They want to corrupt all our DNA so that we're not we cannot be go to heaven. So
Rick, very quickly.
That's the goal.
Rick, are they using transmission towers to utilize the polymers that are carrying other chemicals to program us? Is that what's going on?
Bio-APIs and the new dawn of America. Yeah, of course. How could they not?
And that's why I see these
talks about it in their future weapons of war, the war after next. We're at war. We've been invaded.
Rick, thanks so much for being with us. Dr. Richard Allen Miller, DocRam.com. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer instant rebate.
Winter has just begun, and are you already tired of being cold? How would you like to never be cold again? This is Dale with Fortress Clothing, and I'm here to tell you, you will never be cold again with Fortress. If you're tired of freezing your butt off, elk hunting, sitting in a tree stand, deer hunting, winter camping, fishing, ice fishing, no longer fear the cold. If you snowmobile, ski, snowboard, get Fortress. Sledding with the kids, shoveling the walks, shopping, or if you or your spouse get cold feet at home, get Fortress. If you're stuck outside working in the cold or find yourself in an emergency situation, get our winter bug-out bag and you will never be cold again. Fortress is the answer, so quit complaining and go to FortressClothing.com. It's a mid-layer garment that goes with anything you want to wear. Enter coupon code RADIO and get 20% off any item. Go now while we still have inventory. FortressClothing.com.